good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and back is, I was thinking like a year, but I guess it's been at least 3 years since
yes.
Madi's been joining us
yeah,
here.
we were just talking about that.
Marisol Manchego with the Tai Chi for Health Institute is joining us here this morning. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm great. Happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you back. And for folks who don't remember, last time Madi was joining us, it was pre-COVID, so it was a different world then. But fortunately, now that we're kind of in the rearview mirror of COVID for the most part here, you're back doing your Tai Chi for Health classes again. For folks that dealing with joint arthritis, those issues that are just synonymous with your birthdays, this is where Madi's like, you know what, I can help you navigate through that kind of stuff and make it so that you can feel a little more like your younger self as opposed to feeling like the self you're aging into.
Right. Yeah. So that's mainly what this particular program is encouraged by the Department of Health and the Arthritis Foundation and the Center for Disease Control, as well as Harvard Medical School and around the world.
Yeah,
actually, we're in 32 or 33 countries. It's mainly that.
Yeah, there's so much science behind this stuff, and that's and it makes sense when you, because I think most people, they think Tai Chi and they're going to lump it in with karate and
Kung Fu and
Taekwondo and all the martial arts, which Tai Chi's not that style of martial art per se. What you're teaching, what you're doing is more about becoming mind and body on the same page, so you work in concert.
That's so great, Mike.
That's what it's about. It's not about self-defense or some of the things that karate or kung fu focus on. This is all about, your mind and your body just doing nothing but working on itself at that moment, and not worrying about what the kids are doing, not worrying about what the grandkids are doing, not worrying about what the job's wanting you to do. Just taking that time and focusing on you and your body and making sure that it's all in concert. And you're going to find out, once you kind of align those things, you're going to find the rest of your life starts kind of doing the same thing. It's just there's enough science there now to kind of show that, look, this kind of stuff goes with that. It's all, we all want to do things for our health, and they think it's some magic pill or some magic plan that's going to take you down this path to overnight success. And unfortunately, that's not a thing of reality here. But the closest thing we got, I think, is Tai Chi. You know what I mean? That's at the end of the day. And guess what? You don't need a doctor's prescription for Tai Chi. You don't need to wait till the pharmacy opens to get Tai Chi.
Right.
You can do it whenever you feel like doing
sure. You can do it in the car. You can do it while you're traveling or you're flying. Or really, you can do Tai Chi anywhere.
And I'm not saying medical science and medicines aren't important. When your doctors tell you do all these things, but we do live in a world that we want to solve a problem with a pill as first option, and maybe we don't need to sometimes. And I think Tai Chi kind of gives that option to people. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Sure. You're just, I'm going to hire you. You'll be my...
She's like, I don't need to be here. I just want to get, because I think our job in this show and everything is to kind of get people to understand why these things are cool. And so I just think in my head, it's like, because let's face it, someone said, hey, let's come over here and start doing this. And you go, I feel stupid. What am I doing here? But when okay, now I get it. Then you're like, all right.
Well, it helps in so many different levels. And in terms, I just want to mention, Tai Chi is about 1,000 years old.
Yes.
This style that I'm teaching is only about 100 years old.
Okay.
Dr. Soon created this style, and it was...
So all the young kids in Tai Chi are doing this.
Oh, right. Exactly. But it was formulated specifically to increase internal health. And so it's great for rehabilitation. It's the classes are open to people that are seated if they're recovering from knee injuries or whatever.
Gotcha.
And you can get quite strong core-wise. I just love teaching both seated and standing. But Tai Chi is what Kung Fu soldiers, and they were the elite soldiers
Okay.
of the ancient times,
Okay.
right? They would practice about 2 hours of Tai Chi every day before they even started their Kung Fu practice.
Their other martial arts trainings.
Right.
Okay.
And everything that you see in Tai Chi, you can relate to the fast movement of Kung Fu, but we're building internal energy.
Sure. It's kind of like their version of stretching before doing their physical activity a little bit.
Say that.
Well, you know what I mean? It's like, because they always say, like, hey, before you
just-
exercise, you stretch and you warm
Yeah.
up and everything.
Yeah.
For them,
Yeah.
Tai Chi was almost that for them. They were
Right.
warming it up before they go
Right.
into the fighting part of their
right.
martial
And
arts.
I also think there was a whole lot of the mental aspect to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Centering,
Yeah.
focusing,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
getting your mind in the right space to do that.
So there's different aspects of how you can look at Tai Chi and what it does for you. And if you just look at just purely the physical, structural aspect of Tai Chi,
Gotcha.
the very slow incremental movement is different than anything
Okay.
that we do. And so when we're moving very slowly in an exercise, we're not using just the gross muscle or the major muscle groups. All these little teeny muscles and tendons that are around joints, especially, that usually get ignored when you're doing your sit-ups or your bicycling or whatever, which
Okay.
is wonderful.
Sure.
Those little teeny tendons and tissues get nourished. And
Gotcha.
so nourishment to the joint is wonderful.
So is it, to draw a comparison, is it kind of like you're sitting on a street, and if you drive by in a car on that street, you're going to see some things. But if you walk by, you're going to see a lot more. Is it the same kind of
that's
logic?
Great analogy.
Yeah, okay.
Great
All
analogy.
right. Yeah, I like putting things in ways that people can relate
Exactly.
to.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So in that sense, that's why everybody's recommending for joint strength and joint healing too. The Veterans Administration is now recommending and actually instructing or paying instructors, Tai Chi instructors also, because there's the mental emotional aspect of Tai Chi. And there's a different principles of Tai Chi. One is called Jing, Jing, which means serenity.
Okay.
So when we're paying attention to posture and breathing, which are also very important.
Absolutely.
We also focus on the Jing aspect, and we learn some tools that we can take anywhere, into the grocery store or into the bank when you're waiting around.
Sure.
There are different tools that we learn in class to help balance blood pressure, for instance, if you have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, to help with anxiety, which is, of course, why the VA is recommending it.
Sure.
And who couldn't use a little serenity now?
Absolutely.
So that's the mental emotional aspect
Well,
of this too.
And this is what I love about it, because one of the biggest growing crises in America is the mental health side. I think people, and from the science perspective, I think we're behind the 8 ball compared to other areas of medical science. And obviously with the crises and things that are going on in the world, people are just a little more edgy, their mental health is declining. And so anytime we can find ways to help people with the mental health side, that's a huge game changer. And Tai Chi covers all bases. It's kind of, you think about it, which makes sense. You buy a car, and if you have your car and you're like, well, man, the tires are really good and but the battery's just not right. You have a great car, you're not going to keep replacing the tires when it's the battery that's the problem. And in some of these, in cases like this, sure, with Tai Chi, you could sit there and work out and pump iron and do all that and feel better. But if you're not dealing with the brain and that side, are you really getting all the health benefits that you could? And I think that's where Tai Chi covers all bases, where it's not only getting you ready physically, but you're also mentally navigating life better, because through your breathing, through your stretching, you're actually taking time to allow your brain to focus, to do the healthy things it needs to kind of wrap life's obstacles around, it can wrap its head around it a little bit.
Right.
And let's face it, when your mindset's better, you're more likely to handle a problem better.
Sure.
And because we live in a world now where everyone's stressed out, frazzled and things like that, it's so easy to fly off the handle at the grocery store because someone cut you off in line,
Sure.
or they didn't have the product you want, and then you end up on a YouTube video on social media. We live in a world where that's more commonplace, and I really think the Tai Chi side could really, if people embrace it and try it, I think they're going to find that, you don't only feel better physically, but you're going to find out the rest of your life starting to kind of make sense a little bit, or at least something that you can navigate and handle.
Right.
And that's where I think Tai Chi is so much better, because it's checking all the boxes. It's not checking some of the boxes.
Right.
And I think in this kind of world, we need to try to check as many boxes as we could possibly can.
That's exactly right. And I did not teach. I did do some teaching during COVID, short pieces here and actually in South Carolina. But I never stopped for myself. And honestly, I feel like if I had not been having my own Tai Chi practice,
you might need some mentorship yourself.
Mentally, physically, emotionally. Oh my goodness, it would have been a different life for me. So,
And here's the great thing where you and the Tai Chi Institute come in, and you were talking about why the VA and why all these different science and medical entities are backing it, because that's the science is showing what people have been saying for thousands of years. Now they're finally got data and numbers and tangible things that people can compare and contrast to say, yes, people that do Tai Chi are going to be healthier than people that don't, and here's why. And this is what they're showing, and the evidence is overwhelmingly for Tai Chi. So, and here's the beauty of it, and this is where Marty can show you, and you come out to the first class this month here, or in it's technically still September, so so next month here. But it doesn't matter if you've never taken a physical fitness class in your life, or if you consider yourself to be in peak shape. This class will benefit you, and because it's really probably going to make you rethink physical fitness and how it's done. Because let's face it, overall mindset and physical fitness is a guy in a gym pumping iron and trying to push the limits, push that envelope. And Tai Chi's not. No, we're not.
Less is more.
Yeah,
more is not better. Less is more.
It's not. It's not how much weight you move. It's how you move the weight. That's really the difference. It's taking the importance of that physicality and fine tuning it to be more beneficial to you. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. And it's not meant to replace the weightlifting that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's about adding a different dimension and helping more with, even when I have good structure now, I have more blood flow to my brain.
Sure.
And there are a lot of people that have like right-left issues in terms of turning right but it helps with brain cross-functioning. If that makes any sense to some people, they may relate to that. But
I'm kind of curious, and this one hits a little close to home for me, because my wife recently had a medical emergency with a brain clot in her brain and things like that. And thank God we're good and out of the woods here. But for folks that are suffering those kinds of injuries and things, I imagine Tai Chi also helps a lot of benefits there, because like with her, she had to relearn some paths. Like when you go to sign your name, she had to really think about it because the pathways that the nurse took to tell her to do that got scrambled there, and she's gone. So I think things like Tai Chi might help with those kind of
with brain injury, with stroke, that type of thing also, because you're starting to make new connections again, or those same old patterns. Actually, our habits create grooves in the brain because it's a firing, that same habit. And when we start trying to include a hand and a foot moving a little differently, it's so amazing how your brain will go, but you do create those new openings in the brain, and then the signals from the brain to the body. And you're improving blood flow.
So I'm thinking, this is what you're saying. Regardless of your condition, it doesn't matter if you can, if you're even stuck to a wheelchair, or Tai Chi can still help you. And obviously, the regime might change a little bit for you because of your limitations, but there is a program. There is
Yes, absolutely.
There is a pathway to getting you healthier,
Right.
and who knows? Depending on why you're in the wheelchair, you may be able to get out of it someday.
Right.
I'm not saying if you're a paraplegic or something, there, but if if it's due to just overall bad joint health and things like that,
Right.
you might get to a point where you're back to out of a wheelchair and walking and standing and be able to maybe take a walk around the block or something at some point. That's the possibilities here if
Right.
you commit to
Right.
it and kind of just I guess surrender to the program a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
That's kind of it. And this is why I love this program so much, because it deals with all facets. It deals, and this is where Tai Chi can really help people. It's like, we have a favorite food, whatever it is, pizza or corn or whatever it is, but you're not going to want to eat it every day because you're going to get tired of it after a while. And Tai Chi solves that problem for people where you're like, I don't want to go to the gym. It's arm day or leg day. And you get into these routines, which can then turn into a rut, where Tai Chi, you almost can customize the plan to how you're feeling that day. You're like, I'm feeling run down. Maybe I should focus more this way. Or, you know what, I'm a little sore. I need to focus this way. So you can kind of, depending on your mood that day, you can kind of make it see to what you're trying to achieve.
And there's different levels of the Tai Chi, and I could be doing the same basic 12 forms that I learn in this class. And I can work with maybe getting a little deeper into my posture. I can work with focusing, doing all the form, but focusing on heel to toe and really accessing the ground. I could focus on bubbling springs, which is a way that we focus on bringing energy up through our feet into our other part of our leg and going down the other leg. Or song, which is another form of lengthening and actually intentionally opening joints more. And there's, we can do it for the rest of our lives and still be learning.
Let me ask this, because I know there's probably a lot of people that would be look at Tai Chi in this way, and the fountain of youth side from it. There's a lot of people spend a lot of money on products and things to try to recapture youth.
Are you saying I'm looking great, Mike? Since 3 years ago,
you
I'm
are
younger.
looking amazing. Yeah, you look, but I think Tai Chi can help in a natural way of doing. I would say maybe necessary, but reversing some aging stuff.
Sure, because,
yeah.
we have, there's no claims, but what happens is that we start oxygenating more.
Sure.
And we know oxygen is really important, because how many of us hold our breath when we're working on something or
It's like you're focusing and you shut down everything else to focus on that.
And we have Dantian breathing, which is actually focusing on and strengthening the core while you're doing the breath, and the back muscles. Sean, the back muscles are opening and strengthening, and we're strengthening glutes. And so there's the oxygenation factor, but also this is based on Chinese medicine. And in Chinese medicine, we have meridians that move through the body, which is what acupuncturists work with.
Okay.
But when I'm doing like a wave hands and clouds, I'm bringing these really important points that are for heart and liver and lung. I'm opening them.
Okay.
Because especially, I've had injury in my life. I've had a lot of injuries. So it's not like I speak from not having physical, declined physical abilities, because I certainly have had that.
Well, you're a human being and life happens.
We've lived
and
life.
we all
You got to live a life. You got to live a life, right? That's the fun of life. You got to live it. But I know my own hand is opening more. And these meridians that work with not only tissue, upper body strengthening and opening, but I'm also giving my heart a little massage, or I'm clearing my lungs out a little more. So there's different levels of health.
And it's kind of rudimentary. It's like, hey, you go out after dinner or in the morning and you go on your walk or whatever, and you kind of like feel a little more refreshed, that's the same thing you're doing in Tai Chi. It's just a little bit more structured, I guess you could say.
Right.
It's the same concept. It's the same. You're looking for the same result. It's just you're getting more bang for your buck through Tai Chi, and you're kind of focusing exactly on what you're trying to do. Where a walk is more of a social thing or something, which is still beneficial and great.
There's like meditative walkings to where, and I just love it. It's like a moving meditation. But what I call a Tai Chi is a meditative martial art. So walking is grand, love it, and. I don't know if anybody here has ever taken a fall because they were not paying attention.
I think every one of us have taken a fall.
Well, it's not, and falls don't necessarily happen because, I'm weak.
Yeah.
Although that can happen, but most of the population, which is actually creating a huge drain on our medical system, is the repercussions of falls. The older we get.
Sure.
And so there's a mindfulness about how we actually transfer weight and an awareness of the surroundings that starts happening more through Tai Chi. So there is that fall prevention factor.
Sure.
That's why Department of Health loves this program. It's one of their 2 flagship fall prevention programs. But it's for everybody. You can be a 28-year-old and benefit from this class.
Matter of fact, why wait till you get old to start it?
Exactly.
If you're doing it while you're younger.
There's Tai Chi for children. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because by the time you get in your 60s and you've been doing it since your 20s, you're probably not going to feel like you're in your 60s because you've been doing it. You'll be like, I feel like I'm in my 30s or 40s, And so, if you're younger and got the advantage of youth in front of you, take advantage of that and do it here. But if you're learning about it a little longer in the tooth, it's come on board. It's still going to be a great ride. It's going to be. And I think at the end of the day, I think the real crux of why Tai Chi works over other things and other options is it because it forces you to pay attention. It forces you to do nothing but and I think, sure, some people are good at multitasking, some aren't and things, but I think overall humanity works best when we're in our zone and focusing on that and avoiding the distractions. I think our greatest accomplishments, our greatest achievements happen in those types of mindsets and things.
Yes.
And I think Tai Chi does a better job at getting you there than any other form of physical fitness out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I think it's the one that kind of addresses the one side of physical fitness that has the problem, is getting over the mental hump. Getting over that, I got to commit to it and go do it. I think Tai Chi helps navigate that side of it, the mental side of physical. Because, if we were all emotionless, and it'd be easy to get up in the morning, it's all right, it's because it's 10 a.m., time for a workout, but that's not how humans work,
Right.
And so I think Tai Chi adds the human factor in. And I think that's why I feel like if you commit to it, so many people have success because it's literally giving you a lifestyle change, a change of, like you're talking about falls and everything. You're creating the muscle memory. So when you are just walking to the store, those Tai Chi techniques and things, your brain's just automatically. So you're going to find you're starting to walk that way because you're kind of training your brain to do that. You know what I mean? And that's and that's where Tai Chi is amazing, because all of a sudden you just trained yourself and didn't realize you did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, dang. It's kind of like military people. You've been in the military. Even after 10 years out of the military, there's still habits and things you do.
Sure.
I always joke about this. I rarely walk around with stuff in my right hand because you got to keep it free to salute. So even I haven't been in the military in almost 30 years. But to this day, if I catch something, I'm like, oh, let me move it over, just absentmindedly. And I think that's how Tai Chi works, the same way, And so, so come out to take the Tai Chi for Beginners class, or the arthritis and joint movement fall prevention classes. Make October your time to maybe see what this is all about.
It's fall time.
And make that commitment. So. And the beauty of it is you offer a lot of classes that are very affordable, and you offer it at times that work around people's schedules.
Right.
So
what I'm offering in October and November, I have 4 classes a week, and one of the class programs is called All Level Tai Chi. That includes beginning people.
So regardless of if you've done it for years or this is the first time you've walked in, this class will
Right.
benefit you.
It will benefit you.
Good.
We meet every Tuesdays. All classes meet Mondays and Thursdays.
Okay.
And the all level Tai Chi is from 4 to 5 p.m. Mondays and Thursdays.
Okay.
And the beginning Tai Chi is also Mondays and Thursdays, but it starts at 2:30.
Okay.
So they're 2:30 to 3:30 for the beginning Tai Chi, Monday, Thursday. And the all-level Tai Chi, which is also Monday, Thursday,
Okay.
from 4 to 5.
Okay.
And so if you have a doctor's appointment and you miss one class, you can drop into the other class.
Okay.
If you need to swap up classes to make up for something that you might have missed, that's fine. You can drop in per class, but it's more economical to pay for the month.
Sure.
So we have 7 classes that are happening in October. And actually, November, we have a holiday and I have an anniversary. So
congratulations.
Thank you. We have 7 classes. And so for the month of October, it's $56 for the whole month.
Which is pretty cheap for an exercise class, by the way. Have you ever priced some of these?
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I want people to come.
And here's the thing. You pay all that money, and then about 2 weeks in, you're like, I'm tired of going.
I just paid my $300 yearly fee here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This one, you're going to want to come back and want to do it.
Yeah.
And the great part about it is like, I got a busy night. I'm going to have to take the later class.
Right.
Well, guess what? You probably just met some new people that are into this because now, so now you got a bigger fan base or friend base because you're taking 2 classes and you're meeting new people in each
somebody that may really want to be practicing between classes and can't quite remember everything. So do you want to get together in the park and go play
do a little
Tai
extra
Chi?
practice here. Yeah.
We call it plain Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Is what we call it.
I like it. Well, if you make it fun and treat it as fun, turns out it's fun.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. It is fun. That's what I love. So I'm going to give you a couple pieces of information. So get your pen and pencil ready.
Very good. And if anybody misses this, don't hesitate to call us. We'll be happy to share it and get that information to you.
Yeah.
If you're driving or something like that.
Okay. So I'm board certified by the Tai Chi for Health Institute, which is an international organization. And I'm going to give you the website because it is amazing, the information on there, lots and lots of free stuff, and you just find out more about who we are, what we're about.
Read it for yourself, the black and white on the evidence we're talking about and everything.
Some people dig that website stuff, so let me give you the address. It is www.taichiforhealthinstitute.org. So I'll spell that TaichiForHealthinstitute.org, just as it sounds. You can email me at healthfirst@yahoo.com.
And that's a 1ST.
It is, HEALTH 1ST at yahoo.com. My phone number is 575-626-7150. And we start our new series this coming Monday. Class size is limited, but we do have some more room in both classes.
Space. Okay.
Yeah, so give me a call so I can answer any questions you may have. Please don't stay away if you are seated. Please don't
that's
stay
not
away.
a problem.
No, not at all.
We can work the program for you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We can help anybody showing up.
And that's the point. The physical limitations are you. What you want to do and what you do. It doesn't matter if you're paraplegic, a quadriplegic,
or in the last triathlon, and you need some serenity, focus, or help with your joints.
Absolutely, there's benefits for you that can help you, and you might find out you're going to see improvements in your other afflictions just by coming to these classes and participating and really. Getting in, and that's and you're also meeting new people and creating that support system, which is so important. Yeah. When you're trying to reach a goal, and it's always great to encourage other people to be a part of that with you, right? Because then you can hold each other accountable and help each other out when you're struggling and things like that.
I'm always better with a buddy when it comes to doing exercise. I like a buddy system.
Well, and that's just it. How many times are you paid the $300 for your class and you did it by yourself, but there's no, it's
no one to complain to.
yeah, or no to get up. It's like, oh, I don't feel like getting up. I'm just gonna sleep in today. But they got that phone call. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
And that does help, you know.
Right.
And so please find a friend, come to a family member, and if you don't have one that wants to do it with you, fine, come on down. We'll make some new ones. How about that?
Sure.
But please reach out, look out, go to the Tai Chi for Health Institute website.
Right.
Do your reading, watch the videos and read the stories and do all the stuff. And while you're at it, go to the CDC and the New Mexico Department of Health and see what they have to say about Tai Chi and their issues on it.
Right.
And you're going to find a lot of the same information on.
Right. There are also other websites, Paths for Health.
Okay.
.org. That's a New Mexico Department of Health website for all health possibilities in New Mexico, and we're on there. And the United States Tai Chi Community.org, USTCC.org. So start looking up Tai Chi for arthritis or Tai Chi for health, and you'll see a whole bunch of information.
Can I, well, we're about out of time, but just a quick question. You know, obviously you're teaching for strength and things, but does Tai Chi, do you get to the more martial arts side? Is this a stepping stone if someone's wanting to go?
Oh, it's a great beginning Tai Chi class. Yes.
But,
to take future.
I didn't know if Tai Chi does get into the self-defense side at some point, or is it strictly?
When you see someone doing the 42 forms, you will see the martial art basis of it. There's no doubt about it.
I was wondering, like, if you're starting here, does that take you there? Is that
if
a path
you want to go there?
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious if this was a good way to start.
Sometimes I'll mention it's like this hand is by the elbow because if we were fighting, we would be protecting the elbow. You don't expose the elbow.
Got you.
Yeah. So
makes sense.
That gets put in there.
So it kind of translates.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, see these moves. Well, for the self-defense side, you're going to almost. And I'm. It's just a good comparison. It's not. It's almost like in the Karate Kid where he's sanding the floor
on, wax
and
off.
teaching.
I bring it up.
Yeah,
it's like this is the wax on, wax off portion.
He's having you do that to get your muscles trained into the motion, into the rhythm, and all that.
Right.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Give out your phone number one more time for folks.
For me, Madi, 575-626-7150.
And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Marty will be happy to answer to you for you. And come on out. Come out Monday to first class here and come. Who knows? I think this could be the first step to a pretty amazing experience and life-changing thing.
Yeah.
So,
thank you very much.
As always, appreciate it. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully before 3 years like last time.
No kidding. Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure.
And help Sean out, please.
Yeah.
It